sat through a practice, and to be honest, my mind's on practice and mine's on Oklahoma. But with this unique experience, it's been an interesting day, to say the least. With the signing day going on and a lot of great kids choosing to come to Georgia, I think I'm most excited. Number one stat about this class to me so far that's not done is 10 of the 17 went to a state championship game. So 10 of the 17 signees were in a state championship game. 6 of the 17 won a state championship game. I think that's just remarkable. 9 guys of the 17 had over a 3.0 core GPA, which is a major emphasis for us in this class. 3 of these guys had offers from Ivy League schools. So we're really excited about this class. I think everybody would talk about the offensive lineman initially. And that group is really special. But I think we addressed a lot of areas with the defensive players we lost, the senior leadership with 25 sacks between Lorenzo and Bellamy. With that going out, we got to find some guys to go in and help. And we're excited about the guys who decided to join us. And overall excited about the class thus far. There's still some areas we need to address, and hopefully we'll be able to do that in either the next few days or in January.
Kirby, I know we're talking about how.
Let's get a microphone to you.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what that.
Raise your hand. There you go.
It's not normal that way.
Here you go, Jake.
Normally, I know that this is not, like you said, been a challenge, been a unique experience, but when tomorrow comes or the period's over and you've got 17 guys signed, I mean, what does that do for you in terms of the next few weeks and not really having that on your plate? Next couple of weeks not having that on your plate.
Well, it's still on your plate because there's still spots left, and I think you're always recruiting. I mean, we're going to be trying to recruit the rest of the spots, and there's going to be some really, really probably intense battles come January because the guys that are left are targeted by all the top programs. So there's going to be some guys out there that we still go after. So it's not like you can say, okay, relax, we're done, because that's not the case. We got work to do in recruiting. And we've got time to do it. I mean, the focus obviously for us is the college football playoff, and it'll shift back to recruiting once that ends.
Coach, when you have guys like Justin Fields, Pierce Jackson last year, Richard McCown was an example of this too, that commit early and kind of really work to bring other guys to the class, how crucial is that for you, and how important of an impact is that?
Well, I think every good college coach tries to use the momentum and use the alpha dog, the leader, kind of to go out and get guys and bring them with them. I didn't think that we had that as much this year as we had last year. I thought Richard was unique in some of the things he did. And did a good job. Jake did a good job. Justin and Kiers were great. They were both awesome, but they didn't overstep themselves. I think they let kids make their own decisions. I think the university sold itself. I obviously think that our momentum on the field, because there were numerous kids that when we recruited them in the summer, they said, Coach, I really want to come to Georgia. I just want to know that we're going to play for championships and that it's going to be special. And the year that we had kind of created some momentum and tidal wave effect to bring in some extra guys.
Kirby, I guess maybe fans were worried in the spring when that recruiting cycle kind of started off slow. How did you get from that spot to here, and how much concern was there inside your office?
Well, I hear that everywhere I went and spoke, and everybody you talked to, there was all that concern. But we were never concerned. I said repeatedly to people where I spoke that don't worry about that. We're working on us. We're working internally on our organization and our development of our team. And if you take care of your team, you take care of what's inside your house, then things outside your house will do well. And we played well. I mean, when you say how did we get from that point to this point, we played well. I think people saw the success we had, and they saw a lot of the games we played, and they want to be part of that winning program.
Coach, I remember in your introductory press conference you talked about the offensive line wanting to reshape it, I guess, so to speak. With these last 2 classes, how effectively do you believe you've been able to do that?
Well, I think it was one of you guys on the front row that pointed out that first class that we really didn't address the offensive line. We didn't. We got Ben and I think Solomon and maybe Chris Barnes. I don't know. We didn't hit on all those guys that we really needed to. And I think Sam, he took that to heart. And I think Coach Pittman's one of the best recruiters in the country, and he proved that by putting what was a really good offensive line group together last year, and then followed it up with another very complete, diverse group for this year.
Kirby, now that you can talk about him, what kind of quarterback are you getting in Justin Fields in your estimation?
Exciting. I mean, I think everybody knows what he's been able to do. I mean, I've seen a lot of quarterbacks in my time. I thought the best evaluation of quarterbacks is when they go out to the Elite 11, you go to the opening, and I know it's t-shirt and shorts, but you're around some real alpha dogs when you're out there. And he was one of the alpha dogs in the alpha dogs, and he took over the opening. He won a lot of games. He made throws, and he did it all while keeping a calm, cool presence that is kind of unmatched. He's never real high, he's never real low. He's really exciting. He can win the game with his feet, but he can win the game with his arm, and he's not afraid of competition. I mean, he's been very adamant that he wants to come in here and compete, and he knows we're going to give him an opportunity to do that.
Back to Sam Kirby real quick. Where did the Twitter thing that he does come from? And does it creep you out at all?
The fact that he got those 5 linemen, it doesn't creep me out at all. I mean, it's he can yes sir all he wants, and I'll be saying yes sir too, because he does a great job of getting those kids to buy in to the fact that he's going to lead them, he's going to be tough on them, he's going to be honest with them. I mean, obviously you can't promise every guy playing time. I think those kids that are coming in understand that they've got to come in and work for it. But what drew each of them to Georgia was Sam Pittman, and the fact that he does it different. You know, he does it old school. He develops relationships. I mean, he sat right in these seats and asked somebody what Instagram was and what Twitter was, and he doesn't care about that. He writes some handwritten letters. He does it the old-fashioned way, and he forms relationships. And there's something to be said for that in today's day and age of technology.
Kirby, you haven't had much time here lately to be retrospective, but going back to that first spring in the 93K day, I remember you saying about the dividends of this or the fruits of this won't be paid until later, but I can promise you they will be, and you're very thankful for all the people that came. Yeah, can you talk about what you were seeing then, and you know, no matter how you slice it up, the rankings are what they are. This is a very impressive class, a lot of highly rated. You got the ones you wanted. We'll put it that way. So
not all of them.
Yeah, right. Can you just talk about that part of it?
Yeah, I think the momentum kicked off with the 93K. I thought that really helped us in last year's class. You know, I don't think it had a major effect with this year's class. It's almost like that 93K kind of earmarked the last class. It's a big momentum. This class was marked by the fact that we played well. We were ranked number 1 early in the season there for a while. We played well at the finish, to be a really good Auburn team, and I think people were affected by that. But with all that, I think we all as Georgia fans and Dog Nation need to understand that those, I don't know if they're expectations or what they are for the kids, have to be tempered. Because, you know, last year's class was anointed, and this and that and that and this, and some of those kids have been successful. DeAndre Swift's a great example, Andrew Thomas, and some of them have worked really hard to get better. But regardless of what they're rated, regardless of how many stars they got, they're ours. So our job is to develop them both on and off the field, and we're excited about this group to do it. But I'm not ready to call this the greatest class ever or anything like that, because it doesn't matter. I mean, so many people want to win the recruiting war. I really care nothing about that. I care so much more about how they behave, how they learn, and how they grow when they get here. We got to grow these guys when they get here, and we got to get them better.
Coach, I know obviously the focus is the Rose Bowl right now, but looking forward, talking more about guys who want to come and compete, and a lot of guys enrolled early that are having success right now. Are there any expectations surround that as far as numbers or who you're looking to get in here early for next semester?
I'm not sure I understand the question. You're saying, you're talking about the new and mid-year enrollees, the ones coming in right now mid-year?
Yeah, for next semester.
Yeah, I mean, the expectation is to come out and compete. I mean, I think 3 of those linemen will be here mid-year, and there's going to be some great competition. I mean, you think about it, there's going to be some, I mean, there's guys that, you know, that started early in the year, like Solomon Kinley, that ended up not starting, and there'll be guys that started this year that are going to have some really talented people come in behind them and compete with them. So those mid-year guys, they come in full throttle with the expectation of coming in and competing. When you think about what's transpired for us. Jacob Easton and Isaac Nada come in mid-year, they start. Jake Fromm ends up coming in mid-year, ends up starting. Chris Swift and Andrew Thomas didn't. But each one of those guys that comes in mid-year will be at an advantage a little bit because they've been able to practice and get used to our system, which will help us next year.
Can you tell us which of the guys are the early enrollees from, you mentioned 3 linemen, and also with Zamir White, what is his recovery for next season?
Yeah, I'm not sure offhand exactly because each one of them's got to go through the admissions process. I think we could have anywhere from 8 to 10 mid-year guys, anywhere in that group. Zamir, obviously, he's a mid-year, but he's going to be rehabbing his knee, and don't expect him out there for the spring, but he'll be recovering and getting things well, and that's good that he'll be here to get that done with us. And what was the last?
Well, I was asking, is he going to be available like in September, you think?
Well, I can't say that right now. I have no idea. I mean, he's going to be here in the spring working out and doing what he can do, but I got no idea if he'll be ready to go by fall.
One more thing on Zamir. You've seen a lot of good running backs. Where does he? Where does he stack up and off the field? What was he like recruiting him on that front?
First of all, he's a great kid from a great family. His mom made a home-cooked meal for me and Dale that I didn't think I was going to be able to leave the house after eating it because I wanted to camp out and stay as long as I could. But he's a great kid. He's quiet. I mean, I would put him more in the Nick Chubb mode of talking. He's not volunteering information. You got to pull it out of him. But he loves the game. He loves to compete. Doesn't follow recruiting. Doesn't care about any of that stuff. All he wants to do is compete and win and run the rock. So he's been a joy to recruit, and Dale did a tremendous job. When you hire really good coaches and you give them the power to go out and do what they got to do, and you give them the ability to do it, they've done a great job recruiting his class. This is not like I've had all that to do with it. I talked to all these kids, but you got to give the position coaches a lot of credit at this place because they've done a good job building relationships with these kids.
You mentioned Wyatt when you walked in. What does it say about him to be in last year's class and then go the junior college route and still stay committed and be able to commit now and get his paperwork in?
I think it's great. I think it was probably the best thing for him. He comes from a situation where he played at Denver Towers, and he was still going to take some developing to be able to play. And here you are coming in with a couple senior defensive linemen, so he gets to go and play. I mean, he got to play. We got to watch tape and see him play, and they did a really great job out there of preparing him, taking some college classes, and I mean, it's almost like a mini 13th grade. And I thought it was really good for him. He's a lot more mature, having been out on his own. I think it gives him a better chance at success here, and I haven't seen much of him out there today. It's really his first day in pads, and he obviously can't play for us right now, so I didn't get to really watch him, but I'm excited about him and I'm glad he can come practice.
Kirby, in this offensive line class, you have Owen Conjon from Oklahoma City, and you have Cade Mays from Knoxville. What does that say about the relationships that Coach Pittman's been able to build across the nation and is able to go out and get guys, even outside of St. Georgia?
Yeah, it says he's a great recruiter. It also says he used to coach at Tennessee, and I think he's from Oklahoma, so he's got ties across the board. He can go anywhere he needs to go, and I think it's just a credit to the fact that so many people get locked down on 2 or 3 guys early, and that's all they do is recruit those guys. He went out and combed the country for the best guys, and he had a relationship with Cade long before everything changed, and Cade decided to open things up, and that relationship he had early and that honesty he had early bought him a little lead when Cade decided to look around. And just the fact we had a little bit of a foothold there, we were able to hold some other teams in the end.
I know you want to stockpile talent at every position, but when Justin Fields is out there, but you've also got a quarterback who's a freshman, you can kind of map out this guy's going to be here sophomore, junior. Why is it you do still focus on a guy as good as Justin Fields and say this is worth my time an effort to make sure we get this guy?
Because you never know. I mean, it's almost like, why did we recruit Jake Fromm when we had Jacob Easton? Because you never know. And I think back, aren't we glad we did? I mean, you just don't know. It's a position that only one guy's on the field at a time. There's only one football. There's usually only one quarterback unless you got a really unique offense. So those guys are different. And there's only so many guys like Justin Fields. I mean, Justin Fields is a talented young man, and so is Jake Fromm. And I'll bet you anything that Justin Fields makes Jake Fromm better, and Jake Fromm makes Justin Fields better, and Jacob Eason makes both those guys better. So when you start looking at the dynamic, competition breeds success. And we've sold this program on competition. And I think those guys are going to make each other better. And as a coach, I mean, you got a guy 60 miles down the road whose sister's going to school here, and he wants a great education. I mean, this kid was offered by Ivy League schools. Could have gone to Ivy League schools. And he chose to come to the University of Georgia, and I think that says a lot about our, not just our program, our school, because I'm selling more than our program here. We got a top 15 public institution. We got a business school that's second to none in the country, and not a lot of people can sell that. So when you got that opportunity, you better go after the best.
2 more questions?
Just wondering, Coach, with the kids hadn't signed, you have some early enrollees coming in. A lot of these kids are able to play in some of these all-star games coming up. Do they still have your approval to go ahead and go through with that, even though they may be signed or scheduled to enroll in?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing that. I mean, I worry about you guys talking to them. I don't worry about them playing an all-star game. I mean, the all-star game keeps them humble. They go out there and go against other good people. You know, you guys, I don't worry about blowing their heads up. So my goal is to have them go play, have fun, be a kid, and if you can play an all-star game, that's awesome. I mean, that's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I got to play in Georgia, Florida, and I don't believe you say, oh no, you might get hurt. I mean, they might trip over the door when they check in school here. I mean, I'm not going to be paranoid about that. I think they've got to go do what they're comfortable doing and get better as football players.
Just one thing about Jamari said earlier today he was wanting to go into finance and so forth. When do y'all start discussing with the kids off the field dreams for them in the recruiting process, and how important is that in the whole thing?
With the good ones, day one, because if a kid's built the right way mentally, he's not looking at it from a perspective of I just want to play. Those are the kids that I've had the most trouble with, that all they talk to you about is depth chart, depth chart, depth chart, depth chart, can I play? The ones that talk to me about, Coach, I really want to build a career off the field. I really want to get into business. I want to get into finance. What's your business school like? They're the ones that play early because they got their priorities in order. And Jamari was very much that way. He's a very mature kid.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.